Mentioned to him once, like, my last relationship was with a woman. Like, ever since that moment, he got it into his head that he wanted a threesome. He would text me. He would start off asking, like, if I know anybody that would be interested in a threesome. He got way too drunk. He asked me to leave. I snapped because, like, all of this, all of you asking, all of you begging to make this happen for him, and I finally get it to happen for him. That's when it hit me, just really, really hit me that he did not care about me. Hi. I'm getting on here to talk about the 9-month or so fling that I had with former One Direction star Zayn Malik. I'll include as many receipts, DMs. It started about April of last year. He DM'd me on my Instagram, and he got my Instagram handle from my Tinder profile. We moved it shortly thereafter to texting. Yeah, he sent me more pictures. He also video chatted me. The next day, I went over. And honestly, I had a great time. He's very easy to talk to. He's very complimentary. He makes you feel very pretty, makes you feel good. So yeah, I had a great time. At the time, I figured it would probably be just like a one and done thing. But it did continue. I continued probably way longer than it should have. Yeah, we kept hanging out after that. Every, few weeks he'd hit me up. It wasn't... I mentioned to him once, like, my last relationship was with a woman. Like, ever since that moment, he got it into his head that he wanted a threesome. He would text me. He would start off asking, like, if I know anybody that would be interested in a threesome. I did eventually find somebody. I wasn't close to her. She was just like a mutual on social media. And he wanted me to choose, like, and he wanted 2 women that were into women because he's had threesomes with women that were doing it just for him. Yeah, I did eventually find somebody, and I sent him the pictures, and he was very interested in her. I guess the problem kind of started here. He wanted me to get her to agree to this threesome without knowing that it was with him. No woman, no kind of self-respecting woman is going to agree to a threesome when she doesn't know the details of it, or when she doesn't know who it's with. And I can't tell her who it's with. I can't tell her all of the details. So I expressed concern about this. He didn't like that it was apparently a huge turnoff to him that I was nervous about how I was going to make that happen. I just I'm just a little nervous. Reasonably so, I think. And yeah, he's like, we're done here. We're done. It's a huge turnoff. It's silly. It's truly so many arguments that we've had over threesomes that he, for 9 months straight, was asking for. It's ridiculous. We meet up. We came to an agreement. I was still gonna go and see her and talk to her and see if she was interested. Admittedly, I lied to him. I did tell her who it was with because, let's be real, no girl is going to agree to an unknown threesome. That doesn't happen. She was down. Of course she was. And she agreed to kind of play it off like she didn't know who it was. Immediately after that, I messaged him back. And, oh, she's down. She's interested. And immediately she's like, okay. Send her my picture. Okay. You sure? Because you were very firm on the fact that you didn't want her to know. Now he did. Now he wanted her to know who it was with. I sent her the picture. Yeah, everything was good. For the next few weeks, he was excited about it. So he was more chatty than usual. He was sending me more pictures. And in that time period, this was mid-May, of him just being excited with 3 very different schedules. So I think cut to like the day before we had this planned. This girl, she messages me that she's spotting. Okay, I mean, shit happens. And so I relay that message over to Zayn. He can't handle, and he never was able to handle things not going his way. And again, you can read through this entire going to be around later. Like, what do you mean you're not going to be around later? Like, we had this planned for almost 2 weeks now. It was going to be 6 p.m. We had this planned, and you're the one that made such a big deal about somebody potentially canceling. Entire conversation isn't in these texts because he did call me. He wanted to see me earlier. I did end up going over a little bit earlier, like over. Things went well. At the end of that, feel kind of bad. Feel like you maybe chose your own replacement, and like she's a very beautiful woman, and I kind of thought maybe that would be the end of it, but again, it wasn't the end. Like I said, he would continue to hit me up after this to see me, but he would initiate almost every message to me asking for more threesomes. And let me tell you how tiring that got. He would always ask for more, and I didn't have anybody. I think up until my birthday, and my birthday is at the end of September. I messaged him on my birthday, asking like, hey, are you free today? I didn't tell him it was my birthday, but I told him prior to that when my birthday was. I asked him like, are you free? And he's like, yeah. He hit me up shortly after that to ask again if I found anybody else for a threesome. I was like, well, you know, I matched with somebody. She looks promising, but I wasn't going to mention anything. I didn't want to mention anything to you because I don't know anything. And this whole argument, I had a lot of trouble making sense of it. You know, he's asking me questions about her, and I hadn't met her at this point. Like, I didn't know that much about her. And, you know, we were talking. I sent him pictures of her. He thought she was pretty, and then that's, again, when, like, a flip switched. Like, never mind. Like, clearly you just want her to yourself. You know, he rescinded, I guess, the offer he was going to make for me to come over and have drinks with him because when he asked me, I wasn't sure about her sexuality. Passive aggressiveness, just so bad. Just every single one. And I ended up once again apologizing. He's like, well, I'll see you around. I'm like, wow, that sucks. I messaged him the next morning, like, to end it, because I was developing feelings. And I know that's not what he wanted. I wasn't expecting him to reciprocate that and anything like that, which was, at the time, very hurtful. I was sad to receive that, but at the end of the day, you know, it was upfront. Yeah, he ended up messaging me again about a month later. This was Christmas Eve. He wasn't actually free that day. He had his child with him. You know, he told me at the time that he would be free soon. January, he messaged me again, asking me if I'd like to come over. And yeah, of course I wanted to come over. And of course he asked me once again, like, hey, do you know anybody that you'd want to bring? And this time, I did have somebody, and I agreed to go and see him that night. That night went terribly, terribly, terribly wrong. Time I ever saw him, and will be the last time I ever see him. I'm not going to ever see him again. Admittedly got way too drunk. He asked me to leave. I stayed because like all of this, all of you asking, all of you begging to make this happen for him. His reason for wanting me to leave is that I was excluding him. But yeah, I left like he wanted me to leave. And you can see like when I first left, he's like, you shouldn't have left so early. We should have talked about it. I'm glad that you got home safe. That's when it hit me. Just really, really hit me that he did not care about me at all. I would never send somebody home. Cool, but that's the end of it. I don't know, that's really all I have to say.